Madam, this is my entire earning. Please deposit it.
Hey boy, tell the truth. You stole this money, didn't you?
No, madam. I didn't steal anything. I earned this money with hard work.
Have you seen your condition? I'll call the police right now. You must have stolen it from somewhere.
If you call the police, one day you will lose your job.
Many like you come here every day. Understand?
She had no idea that the child she was driving away today would one day change the destiny of the same bank. That evening, grandmother's eyes were constantly filled with tears. 12-year-old Raju was clinging to her chest, sobbing, "Grandma, I will never go to the bank again. They will beat me again." She couldn't understand how something so cruel could happen to an innocent child. What happened in the bank was far more terrifying than she could ever imagine. Everything had started that morning. Grandmother and Raju had gone to the bank to deposit a little money, but the moment the two female employees sitting at the counter saw him, the first one said to the other, "Why has this child come here?" The other replied with a laugh, "Either he has come to beg, or he intends to steal." The second one laughed again. "Looking at his clothes, it seems exactly that." They had no idea that the child they were mocking would later become the biggest lesson of their lives. Raju's eyes filled with tears. "Grandma, why are these people angry with me? I didn't do anything." Just then, one female employee said loudly, "Hey kid, why have you come here? Where did you get so much money from?" The guard stepped forward and pushed Raju. "Rich people come here. There's no place for poor kids like you." Raju almost fell and started crying loudly. The entire bank was watching all this. But the strange thing was, no one said anything. No one raised a voice. Raju stepped back and hid behind his grandmother. "Grandma, I want to go home," he cried. Grandmother took out her old purse with trembling hands. There were only a few counted notes inside. "Sir, we have money. We just want to deposit it." The female employee looked at the purse and laughed. "Oh, what is this? You came to the bank with such little money." At that very moment, a man sitting in a corner of the bank quietly took out his phone. His name was Rakesh Kumar, a local journalist. He'd come to the bank for some work, but what he saw he could not ignore. "This is wrong," he said to himself, and started recording the entire incident silently. Raju's throat was drying up. He pulled his grandmother's hand. "Grandma, I need water." Grandmother slowly pointed toward the water jug kept nearby. "Son, there is water there." But before Raju could take a single step forward, the guard stopped him. "Stop. This water is not for kids like you. It is for customers. Go drink somewhere else." Finally, grandmother held Raju's hand. "Come, son, let's leave this place." Raju walked out of the bank with his grandmother, crying. A little later, Rakesh also came outside and approached them. "Auntie, my name is Rakesh Kumar. I am a journalist. What happened inside was completely wrong. Can I talk to you about it?" "Son, we didn't do anything wrong. We had only come to deposit money." Rakesh said respectfully, "If you allow me, I would like to come to your house this evening and understand everything in detail. People should know the truth." Grandmother gave him her address. That evening, Rakesh reached their small hut with a camera and recording equipment. Raju was sitting silently in a corner. Rakesh sat beside him. "Raju, son, what happened in the bank today?" "Uncle, they were calling me a thief. They even pushed me. I didn't do anything wrong." Hearing this, Rakesh's eyes became moist. He turned on the camera and began recording Raju's words. Grandmother also told her story. "Son, I found Raju 10 years ago at a bus stand. He was very small and crying. No one came to take him. Since then, he has been with me." Rakesh asked, "Did you file a complaint with the police?" "Yes, son, I did," grandmother replied, "but nothing came out of it." While talking, she also mentioned her illness. The doctor had advised an operation, but she had no money. That was why she had gone to the bank, hoping some way would open. Rakesh recorded their entire story. After returning home, Rakesh worked all night. He edited the video of the bank incident. He added Raju and grandmother's interview. The title of the video was, "A 12-year-old child was called a thief in the bank. Is this our banking system?" He uploaded the video on all social media platforms and wrote, "This incident shows that in our society, the poor are still not seen as human beings, but with suspicion." The video spread like wildfire. Thousands of people shared it. Cameras were ready. Headlines were already made. Everywhere, only one question was echoing. Are our banks really like this? Is this how people who look poor or ordinary are treated? Grandmother tried hard to console Raju. "Son, not every place has bad people. Some people are wrong, but the whole world is not like that." But Raju's childhood was not ready to understand such a big truth. In his mind, only one image had been formed. The bank was a scary place, where people scold, threaten, and make you cry. Meanwhile, grandmother's health was getting worse day by day. The doctor had clearly said, the operation must be done immediately, otherwise the situation may become serious. Hearing the cost of the operation, grandmother's breath almost stopped. Where did she have so much money? She had gone to the bank with Raju, hoping that maybe she would get a loan, maybe some solution would come out. But what happened in the bank had completely broken her courage. That night, grandmother said, "Son, we will not get the treatment anymore." Raju could not understand anything. He could only see that grandmother was very sad and in pain. At the same moment, thousands of kilometers away in a luxurious hotel room, bank owner Vinod Mehta was checking his phone. Suddenly, the same viral video appeared on his screen. At first, he ignored it. It must be a case from some other bank, he thought. But as the video continued, his face slowly turned serious. It was his own bank. The women sitting at the counter were his own employees. Such behavior with a small child. He said to himself, this is not just the defamation of the bank, this is the defeat of humanity. Being a father himself, his heart became even heavier. But the real shock came when he heard grandmother's words in the video. This child met me at the bus station. The same bus station, the same date, the same time, the same place where years ago his own son had gone missing. His eyes filled with tears. Over the years he had tried everything. Police, private detectives, media. But no clue was ever found. And today, in this video, for the first time, he saw a small ray of hope. Without wasting a single moment, he called his most trusted friend and manager, Suraj Verma. Suraj, I am sending you an address. Reach there right now. This is very important. Suraj did not ask any questions. He left his bank work immediately and rushed toward that address. When Suraj Verma reached in front of grandmother's hut, his heart became heavy. A tiny hut. Inside, a sick grandmother and Raju. Suraj started talking very gently. Grandmother said, I was sitting at the bus station when this child came to me crying. He could not even tell his name. He just kept crying. My heart melted. I could not leave him. She had even complained to the police, but no one came. Time passed, and unknowingly, Raju became her entire world. As soon as Suraj heard everything, he immediately called Vinod Mehta. Vinod, the situation is very critical. Grandmother's health is extremely bad. Even a moment's delay can be life-threatening. And yes, the date, time and place, you told me, everything matches exactly. At that moment, a small flame of hope lit up in Vinod's heart, but along with hope, there was fear too. What if this was just a coincidence? Composing himself, he said, We will not take any risk. Take grandmother and the child to the best hospital in the city. There should be no compromise in treatment. Don't worry about the expenses. I will take care of everything. Suraj did not waste any time. He called an ambulance and took grandmother and Raju straight to the hospital. Raju was watching all this, but he could not understand anything. Suraj made him sit close and comforted him. He gently stroked Raju's head and said, "Don't be afraid, son. Grandmother will be fine." Meanwhile, Vinod Mehta had left his foreign trip unfinished. Sitting on the flight, only one question kept circling in his mind. Could this really be my son? The very next day, he reached India and went straight to the hospital. As soon as his eyes fell on Raju, tears began to flow on their own. In the child's face, he saw a glimpse of his wife. The same eyes, the same innocence. His heart was saying, "This is him." But his mind was demanding proof. He told the doctor, "I want a DNA test done." The doctor explained that the report would take a few days. Vinod replied, "I have waited for years. I can wait a few more days." The operation was successful. When grandmother regained consciousness, she was shocked. "How did I get here?" Suraj smiled and said, "A kind man has arranged your treatment. Just understand it that way." Outside the bank, a storm had erupted. Crowds of media, endless questions. Is this the humanity of the bank? Is this how poor people are treated? The two female employees and the guard, who had misbehaved with Raju, were now living in fear. They had realized they had made a very big mistake. The rest of the staff was also restless. The image of the entire bank was at stake. On social media, boycott slogans were rising, hashtags were trending. A few days later, the DNA report arrived. The doctor handed the report to Vinod Mehta. As soon as he opened the paper, tears streamed down his face. Raju was his son. Years of searching had finally come to an end. Vinod hugged Raju tightly and kept crying for a long time. Raju did not understand anything. He only knew that these were the people who had saved grandmother. When grandmother came to know the truth, her eyes also filled with tears. Vinod held grandmother's hand and said, "You treated my son no less than a mother. From today, you are not just his mother, you are my mother too." And at that very moment, Vinod Mehta made another decision in his heart. Now he would not only give justice to his son, but also to humanity. The bank would no longer remain just a place of money. It would become an example of justice and compassion. Vinod Mehta lovingly said to Raju, "Son, you will have to go to the bank once again." Hearing this, Raju got scared and said, "No, Papa, they will beat me again. They will scold me." Vinod gently replied, "There's no need to be afraid, son. You are not alone anymore. Your father is with you, and the bank you are scared of is our own bank." Raju was stunned. His innocent mind could not understand this. "Papa, the bank that called me a thief, the people who made me cry, how can that be yours?" Then Vinod Mehta told him the entire truth. He explained to Raju that in every place there are some good people and some wrong ones. "Son, just because a few people have the wrong mindset, the entire system does not become wrong. But it is necessary to teach such people a lesson." The next day, the atmosphere in the bank was completely different. Vinod Mehta arrived at the bank with his son Raju. Raju was holding a big bag in his hands. It was so heavy that it was difficult for him to even carry it. That bag was filled with a huge amount of money. The same money that Vinod had given to his son to teach everyone a lesson. As soon as Raju entered the bank, all eyes were fixed on him. Isn't this the same child whose video went viral? Without stopping, Raju walked straight to the same counter where those two women were sitting. He opened the bag and spread all the money on the counter. Seeing the pile of notes, a deep silence fell over the bank. Raju said, "You told me I came here to steal. You said I don't have the status to deposit money here. "Look, I have brought money. Now deposit it." The faces of those two women and the guard turned pale. They realized that the matter had now gone completely out of their hands. At that very moment, the doors of the bank opened and Vinod Mehta walked in. "Attention, all employees," he announced in front of everyone. "This child, Raju, is my son, and the employees who misbehaved with him are dismissed from their jobs from this very moment." He continued in a firm voice. "People who can forget humanity with an innocent child are not fit to work in our bank." The employees looked at one another in shock. The child they had considered poor and helpless turned out to be the son of the bank owner. Vinod called security and had those three escorted out of the bank. This news spread like wildfire. Reporters and cameras standing outside recorded everything. Breaking news began to run on television channels. The viral video child turns out to be the bank owner's son. A debate erupted on social media. Some said, "This is the result of karma." Others said, "This is the game of destiny." But everyone agreed on one thing: the result of wrongdoing is never good. Manager Suraj Verma's eyes were filled with tears. He knew how Vinod had spent his days after losing his son. Today, destiny had returned everything to him. Vinod Mehta bought a big, peaceful home where the three of them could live happily. A good school was chosen for Raju. A nurse was arranged at home for grandmother. Life had finally placed healing on their wounds. Friends, how did you like this story? Do tell us in the comments. We will meet again with the next story.